Up next, one of the ugliest camcorders I've ever seen. When these came out, I thought, what were they thinking with this design? It's such a dumb design. Some of you will remember it, and they're probably shaking their head like I was. I used to laugh when I saw people using this type of camera. Check it out. This is a Sharp Viewcam. I always thought these were one of the dumbest designs I ever saw. But this was one of the first camcorders that actually had a screen on it, and that's all it has is a screen. And of course, Sharp's take on this, their marketing, was that you could get low or high angle shots with ease. Of course, the flip out screen on your conventional Handycam kind of solved the problem of this. Prior to this camera though, all camcorders just had an eyepiece that you look through on the back. And then Sharp brought this monstrosity to market, and Sony responded with something more like that. Yeah, this is a broken one, by the way, so don't worry about me breaking it, dropping it, and so forth, because this is the one that I gutted. This is the digital only, of course, right? The TRV-250, that I ripped the mechanism out to fix a TRV-240 that I'd also had given to me. So I pulled the guts from this one because I had a TRV-240, which of course was shot. It had pieces missing. A guide was missing and so forth. So this is just a parts machine. But Sony's answer, of course, was to come out with the flip out screen. So you had the eyepiece that you could use for when you were in a bright environment, and then you had the flip out screen that you could flip out, and then you could hold the camera above your head, and you could hold the camera low, and you can even turn it around to get selfies. Sharp's idea was this piece of junk, or you could hold the camera like this, and you could turn the screen. So if you're shooting low, or if you're shooting above your head, and you could turn it around to do selfies. Similar idea, but no eyepiece. But this thing's ugly. I mean, these are the ugliest camcorders I've ever seen in my life. I mean, really, who wants to carry something like that around with them? It's embarrassing to be filming something on something ridiculous like that. And of course, in the bright sun, you're not going to see that screen. At least I don't think you're going to see it. It might be a transreflective screen in here, but I don't think you're going to really see that display. Anyway, this was given to me. This doesn't work. And we're going to take a quick peek and see whether we can figure out why it doesn't work. Not holding my breath on this one. I don't even know how to take this thing apart. It's totally dead, so I'm thinking I got to take apart this side. And I'm just going to look for something really simple, because I have never taken one of these ones apart. It's got a warning here. It says, when self-recording with the screen facing towards yourself, be sure to position the lens at the top of the camcorder. If the lens is at the bottom, it'll be upside down. So in other words, if you're filming like this, be sure you hold the camera this way with the logo upside down. Because if you hold it this way and film this way, well, on the screen you'll look fine, but when you play back your tape, you'll be upside down. I wonder how many people actually did that. I would imagine quite a few probably did that, because they're looking at the controls and, well, this is the right way up, right? What about if you've got it mounted on a tripod? People would mount their camera, tripod hole is right here. They'd mount the camera on the tripod. Oh, I'm going to film myself. There, I'm going to do a selfie. I make my recording of myself with my camera mounted on a tripod. I'll do my self-recording and I'll send it off to my relatives, you know, and then they play the tape back and they say, you idiot, you filmed yourself upside down. And they'd be like, what do you mean I filmed myself upside down? It looked fine when I played it. Yeah, stupid. That's a stupid design, right? They say, stupid camcorders for stupid people. That's a direct take on my old friend that was running an automotive repair shop, and he used to say that about Volkswagens. He used to call them Jokeswagens, and of course, their slogan, right? I forget their slogan, but he used to say, stupid cars for stupid people, because he just despised working on Jokeswagens, as he called them. So I have no idea what I'm doing on this. So maybe I'll get this thing to work. Maybe I won't. But we'll certainly try. If I can get this camera fixed and running, I'm just gonna sell it. I don't have a need for it, but if I can make it work to play back tapes, then I'm sure somebody out there will want it, because I do have the power adapter for it as well. And I do have, well, I don't think the battery's going to take a charge now. They're old. This is, geez, how old is this camera? This has got to be at least 20 years old, if not older, back to the mid-90s, I would think. I don't know when this camera came out. Okay, so that comes apart like that. Okay, that comes off. Oh, and the back cover comes off there. Okay, now it looks like there might be some fuses in here. You think we might get lucky and just have a blown fuse? Oh, there's a ribbon cable. I gotta be careful there. Looks like there might be some fuses underneath here. So let's just check and see if there's a fuse in this one. It says Canada only. So I guess that means for other markets there's no fuses. Be really careful with this back. I don't want to break that ribbon cable. This should lift off. There it goes. Okay. Now what am I doing? It's the battery terminal. Looks like there's some corrosion in here. I wonder if that's what the problem is. I wonder if the battery leaked and got some corrosion onto the board. Let's find out. Pry the back off this thing. Oh yeah, there's a little tiny fuse in here. I wonder if this fuse is okay. Maybe that's all that's wrong with it. Well, let's just measure the fuse. See whether it is open. So that part works, so let's just measure the fuse. Well, what do you know? The fuse is open. Well, I wonder if that's all that's wrong with this thing. Well, let's find out. This camera takes, I don't know how many volts it takes. What's the voltage on this adapter? It says it's 4.5 volts. DC output 4.5 volts. It's a low voltage, this one. We'll set the power supply on. I'll just see if this camera turns on. We'll give it 5 volts. Or 4.5 or whatever it says here. 4.5 volts, 3 amps. Okay, so we'll turn the power supply down to 4.5 volts. And I will just try connecting the negative terminal, or the positive terminal here, and the negative terminal over to here, and we'll see whether this thing turns on. And let's see here, power. Oh, I see a picture. Hello, it works. Cool. I wonder if it'll do anything. I'm just going to replace that fuse, or better still, we'll just jumper the fuse for now. I'm probably okay with removing that fuse because according to this, it's only the Canadian model that uses one. Right? Canada only. Everywhere else they would have just connected the wires directly right to there. So, what the hell? Let's just do that. Then I can stick this thing together and see if it works. It could be the simplest camcorder. There's got to be more wrong with it than this, so I can't see it just... Well, maybe it was. Maybe the fuse just did fail. You know, that could happen if someone was trying to run it with, say, a battery that was no good, and the battery voltage was dropping off, and extra current was being supplied to compensate for the battery being low. In fact, that's likely why that fuse tripped. Was when voltage is low from, say, a battery that's gone past its prime, the battery starts to put out extra current to compensate for the low voltage, and the next thing you know, you're exceeding the rating of the fuse, and then the fuse trips, So that may be all that went wrong with this thing, which is interesting, but we'll find out. Let me just put this back together, and I actually put the camera together and see whether it actually does anything other than nothing. How does that go back together? It goes in, that went in kind of like that, I think. I should have paid attention as I took this thing apart. There, that snaps in. It should just clip in here like this. That was under there. There, okay, that goes on like that. So let's just put this back piece back on. I just don't want to damage this ribbon. That's what I'm scared about, is this ribbon cable getting wrecked. So I'll put that on and I'll stick this front piece on again. Even put a couple of screws in it just to hold it together, and then we'll try this out and see if it works, and that'd be something if it works. That would be an easy one to sell. I think that I'd have no trouble at all getting something for a camcorder like this, for someone who's looking for a camcorder to play back 8mm tapes. This is just a standard 8mm, but for someone looking for a camcorder to play back tapes, this would probably do the job. I'm feeling pretty confident that this is going to fix this. I'm probably overconfident. There's likely something else wrong with it, but at least it turns on now. So everything else is probably in the body here of the camera anyway. We know that the camera section works because I had a picture, so the camera section is obviously on this side. But that was working, so I didn't check the zoom lens, but it might work too. We'll find out pretty quick here. Okay, so this thing, the battery, in this case the power adapter, which I've got here for it. So I got the whole complete camera. I even got a case for it. I got the power adapter, I got the audio video cord, and I got the AC adapter. AC adapter just kind of goes in like this somehow. Well, I thought it goes in like that. What did I do wrong? It goes in. Oh, you can put it in backwards. Gee. That's kind of stupid. You can actually put the thing in this way. How did I put it in? Anyway, that's how it goes in. As you can see, the camera actually has a picture, and the zoom lens works, so we know that that part works. What is this mode display? Standard 16:9 focus. Fast. Zoom. Standard zoom. Oh, that changes the zoom speed. Okay. You can zoom fast or zoom slow. And then there's the next one over here is 16:9, so you can record as a 16:9 or a 4:3 image. You see, it just letterboxes it, which is really kind of lame. Does change the exposure on the camera though. Watch the brightness here. Look at this. When I go to letterbox, you'll see that this is going to blow out. It's already blowing out on this camera. So maybe I can tilt that up a bit better. Okay, there, watch this. So in other words, the AGC is actually reading the video, and that black bars at the top and the bottom are actually affecting the AGC. What a bad camera this thing was. It was just terrible. Scene menu. What is scene? Sports. Okay, sports. Snow and sand. Twilight. Party. And focus. Near and far. You could actually focus. Yeah, good luck with that. Try to focus using buttons. And backlight compensation. Okay, that's for that. And that's the menu. So counter, menu. 1995 was when this camera came out, because the date on the calendar starts at January 1st, 1995. So we now know when this thing was around. Okay, so let's see this thing actually will play a tape. Got my scenery tape. I'll put this into VTR mode. Eject. That part works. I'm just looking at this mechanism to see if it looks. Doesn't look like a Sony mechanism. Interesting. This looks totally different than Sony. This might have been made by Hitachi or one of the other 8mm partners, but it doesn't look like a classic Sony mechanism. See a lot of plastic in this one. That would explain why the capacitors aren't leaking all over the board. It wasn't made by Sony. Let's see if it works. Okay, play. It plays. Excellent. And the alignment's good. Even better. Let's try the AV cord and see if it plays on my TV. So this one comes with an adapter that you plug into the side of it. This fits in. I guess it just plugs in like this. Okay, so that plugs in, and then it gives you audio video outputs. It also has the RF output power for the modulator that you could plug into there. Okay, play. There we go, it works. Fast forward, reverse, counter menu. I can turn the counter on and off. Memory, reset the counter. Backlight is bright or dim. That's for our normal for the LCD backlight. Picture control. Let's adjust the brightness of the screen. Color and tint. But I don't see any means to. Oh, there's the volume buttons. I bet they're over here. I bet you the zoom. Oh yeah, the zoom control. The zoom control over here controls the volume. See? In VCR mode, it's volume. Record, start, stop. So this camcorder works. I wonder if it records. Let's get rid of this play pack. Let's just see if this thing will record. We'll just eject the tape. I'll try a blank tape and see whether it'll actually make a recording. I may have a fully functional camcorder here that I can put up for sale, because I'm sure I won't have any issues selling this one. There's always people that are looking for 8mm cameras to play their tapes back on. Probably get somebody watching the video inquire about buying it. So this should have some stuff I can record on. I can record on this tape. Put it in camera mode. Oh, I'm in 16:9. Let's just get rid of that. Mode. There. Okay. Record. There. Now it says it's recording. Recording testing 1, 2, 3. Zoom in. zoom out. Oh, I'm not recording. Now I am. I must have tapped the button there. That record start stop is pretty close to the zoom. So zoom in, zoom out. You see, you could rotate the camera without rotating and you could attach the tripod attached to here, so the camera would be independent. Still, I think it's kind of a dumb design. It's so big, right? This is something you had to hold with two hands. You couldn't really operate something like this, because with the camera hanging off one hand like that, it's going to try to, you know what I mean? Here, let me zoom this one back a bit. If you're trying to handhold one of these cameras and use it, even with the hand strap on, it's so heavy that it's going to twist your wrist to try to hold the camera steady. So this was basically a camera that you had to hold in both hands. Anyway, let's just, oh, see, I stopped the recording again. Or is it set for 10 seconds? Maybe it's going to record for 10 seconds and stop. Let's just see here whether it stops. I don't recall pushing that button, but maybe I did. I know there's a mode on here where you can set it where it only records 10 seconds. And 10-second record. That's that one. Okay, so you can set it to do 10 seconds. So is it going to go 10 seconds now and stop? Oh, that's kind of dumb, that mode. Anyway, this should be enough, I think, for testing. So let's just rewind this tape. And it looks like it recorded. We'll play it back on the big monitor. You can attach the tripod attached to here, so the camera would... Oh, might help if I plug the sound in. Still, I think it's kind of a dumb design. It's so big, right? This is something you have to seconds. Maybe it's going to record for 10 seconds and stop. Let's just see here whether it stops. I don't recall pushing that button, but maybe I did. I know there's a mode on here where you can set it where it only records 10 seconds. Okay, so you can set it. So it's working. So that's got to be the easiest camcorder repair I think I've ever done. Blown fuse. Who would have thought? So this one's done. What I will do is, to put everybody's mind at ease, because I'm not going to hang on to this camera, I'm going to turn around and sell it. I know there's someone out there who will want it for transferring tapes. I will get a fuse and replace it. It's pretty simple to do. It's just under the side cover. So I'll get a fuse and replace it before I sell it, but that's it for this one. This one's up for sale. If any of you guys see this and want it, get in touch with me. This is a perfect working 8mm camcorder. Kind of a unique, ugly duckling. Maybe that'll appeal to someone. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.